Good afternoon, all the students, and welcome, Mr. Mugundan sir, for this
Good afternoon, sir.
guest lecture. Thank you for your support. Okay, earlier also, previously also, you are supporting us in delivering lectures and all. Yes, today's topic is very important. That is non-destructive testing. Okay, so in shipbuilding, non-destructive testing plays very important role. Okay, so whoever is yes willing to join shipbuilding industry, welding technology and non-destructive testing, these two are very important. Okay, so because the joining process itself by welding, yes, once you are doing welding means you have to find out whether the welding whatever is done or is accurate or not. Okay, so to find out the faults in the welding and to correct it, we need non-destructive testing. Okay, so in non-destructive testing also we have certifications like level 1, level 2 and level 3. Okay, so those who are interested to progress in shipbuilding industry, right? So maybe after completion of your naval architecture, you can start with the level 2 certification, and then still you are interested, after some time you can go ahead with the level 3 examination. Okay, so with this small introduction, now I request Mugundan sir to please go ahead with the lecture.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And first of all, I would like to thank the HOD sir for giving me an opportunity to give a guest lecture on NDT, as well as I have to give a special thank to Sivabalan sir also. And above all, so I will take my pleasure to thank to the management of Ahmed colleges, so who provide a very good opportunity for us. And already we hope that we have done some good services on NDT. Similarly, we will do the same kind of services to the oncoming students also. So now it's time for me to start the presentation. And good afternoon, students, right? When we come to the non-destructive testing, I think Sivabalan sir I might be taking the classes on NDT also, I hope so. So can you just tell me what's your idea on NDT? Anybody else? Yes, anybody else? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, anyone else? Can you just throw some light on NDT, what you have understood so far? Hello?
Someone give response.
Yes, sir.
Anybody
NDT is
else?
done basically to check the welding.
Okay. But can you just define what is meant by non-destructive testing?
So the
Yes?
specimen is
Anybody else? I think you...
Sir, it gives
I
us
think
to
everybody
evaluate
had,
the properties of material
Okay.
and the components of the system without causing any damage.
Without causing any damage. To some extent, you are coming near to the non-destructive testing. But before that, I would like to give some information on non-destructive testing as well as the other parameter of quality also. So far, I think you might have heard about destructive testing. Am I right? Hello?
Sir.
Yes, anybody else? That is, when we come to the destructive testing, so in that case, what we might have done is take a plate and break that material, and from that we used to identify the material strength. Am I right or wrong? Hello? Yes? Hello?
Students, please interact.
Yes,
Sir wants
no,
to
it's
interact.
just an interactive session, guys. Okay, never think it will be like a college setup or one-man show like that. It's actually interactive session. So I want everybody else participation in this session. Okay, so definitely I'm not going to give any marks, or I will not make you to fail also. Don't worry. You can freely interact with me. Yes? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
That is, so far in this destructive testing is, we break the material and we find the strength out of it. So that strength, what we have seen so far is like tensile strength, right? Compressive strength, breaking strength,
Yes, sir.
yield
Yes.
strength. So you might have seen in the strength of material classes. I hope so. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right.
Yes. That is, in that case, we are breaking that material. But when we come to the non-destructive testing, right? In this case, there is no chance for us to break the material. Why? Because is destructive testing will be done during the initial stages of the raw material. That is, when a product is going to manufacture. So in the initial stage, they will assess the quality of the material. So in that case, they may go for destructive testing. Okay. So when the product is getting its shape, say for example, if two plates have been welded together, in that case, what they used to do is just by visually seeing itself, you can make out whether any defect is available on the weld surfaces or not. Okay. So on thorough visual inspection, you may assess some welding defects, say for example, porosity or some pinhole or undercut like that. But how far you are going to confirm whether that welding is having a sound quality of weld within that inner part of the material. Okay, right? Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is, when we view it externally, we may find some defects. But when a customer asks you how we are going to confirm that you're supplying a very good product, in that case, we may that is, we have to find whether any inner defect is present in the weld material or not. So in that case, we have to go for non-destructive testing. That is, without disturbing the material. Okay. So that is the basic part of non-destructive testing. Okay. Are you sure now? Yes? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. No, you can just freely interact, guys. Okay. Whatever you want to ask also, you can freely ask. And you can, if you understand, you can just tell me. Or if not, I'll repeat it once again also. Okay. So that is, in this, when we come to the non-destructive testing, so we are following some different set of methods. Okay. So now I'll be showing in the presentation. Okay. That is, we are going to see on introduction to NDT, overview of 6 common NDT methods and selected applications. Okay. So definition of NDT, what you're seeing in the PowerPoint, that is the use of non-invasive techniques to determine the integrity of material, component or structure, or quantitatively measure some characteristics of an object. Okay. So no need to go through the entire thing of definition now. That is, if I want to say in a simply or in a simple manner, that is to identify the soundness of the weldment without disturbing the material. That is called as the definition of NDT. Okay. Next is the methods. What we are going to do in NDT are, these are all the list of things you are seeing in the presentation. That is visual, tap testing, microwave, X-ray, acoustic emission, and so on like that. So out of this, so many methods, I'm going to discuss on visual, X-ray, ultrasonic, eddy current, liquid penetrant, and magnetic particle. Okay. So the methods which have been highlighted in yellow. So I'm going to discuss about those methods only in this session. Okay. That is, can you tell me, can anybody else tell me what you're going to do in visual? Anyone? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, anybody else? Yes, visual. What you're going to do in the visual?
In visual testing,
Yeah.
sir, we can find out pinhole, undercut, round up,
Okay. That's all.
and thickness of the weld,
Okay.
and see if any buckling is there in plate or not.
That's all. Yes. Any other thing? That is, see here, when we come to the visual, right? Okay. Say, for example, when you're going to some shopping centers, okay, take for example, when you're going for shopping like that, so immediately something may get attracts you, right? Am I right or wrong? Yes. When you're
Yes,
just
sir.
doing shopping on shoes or whatever it may be, whether it's shirts or t-shirts, whatever it may be, among so many shirts, some particular thing may just attract us. Are you sure? Isn't it? Yes? Yes or
Yes,
not?
sir.
That is why I'm saying this. The thing which attracts us, right? That shows, it gives an aesthetic look. Okay, whatever the product it may be, it should show the aesthetic look. Okay, that is the thing we have to do it in visual inspection. To get that aesthetic look, imagine what are all the things we have to do behind that visual inspection. Okay, so all the parameters, what you have said, no? So all the parameters have been corrected and it should be presented beautifully so that it should give some appealing or some sort of attractions. Okay, so that is called as the visual inspection. And to get those things, you have to rectify the defects and other discrepancies or some imperfections. So that has to be corrected during that visual inspection, right? The next thing is when we come to the liquid penetrant testing. Okay, so can anybody else tell what is meant by liquid penetrant testing? Yes, anyone? Yes, anybody else? I think everybody had a very good lunch, it seems. Am I right or wrong? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir means you had a very good lunch.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, right? But at the same time also, I want everybody's attention also, okay? That is, when we come to the liquid penetrant testing is, right? That is, we are going to use some sort of liquid, okay? That when we do that visual inspection on that particular weldment, that is to check is there any crack or some pinhole which cannot be seen in a visual inspection, right? So in that case, what we are going to do is we are going to use some 3 cans or some 3 liquids. In that 3 liquids, what are all the things we are going to use is, first thing is cleaner, right? That is, cleaner means you have to apply the cleaner on the surface so that all the contaminants have been removed and it should be clean for further process also. Okay. The second step, you have to apply the penetrant. That penetrant is of red color. That is, it's actually a universal color which is used in the almost all the NDT sectors. Okay. Third one is developer. Okay, that developer is it will be in white color. So can anybody else tell what is that principle behind this one? Yes, anybody else? So what is the principle behind liquid penetrant testing?
We have to wait for half an hour. Then it will be the color will change. That will be pink color.
Okay, fine, gentlemen. That is, you are telling about the process. The principle is capillary action. Okay, so do you know what you meant by capillary action? when you're just going for a juice shop, right? You're ordering for a glass of lemon juice like that. So what you have to do immediately after getting that lemon juice, you will put a straw in that and you will suck it, right? Okay. So how come that lemon juice from the glass that comes to your mouth? Do you know that one? That is, it's all because of the capillary action. Capillary action is nothing but the property of the liquid to rise or fall by some means. That is called as the capillary action. So this capillary action is going to work on this liquid penetrant testing. That is, the moment when you apply the cleaner, what happens is it removes all the surface contaminants. Next step is when you apply the penetrant, what happens is it slowly penetrates into the discontinuities. Okay. So after cleaning that excess penetrant, you will be applying that developer. This developer, what actually it does is it absorbs the penetrant which is present in the discontinuities and bring it back to the surface of that particular weld. Okay. So if you see in this case, the liquid which goes inside, the same thing comes out of that discontinuity. This is called as the capillary action. So in this method only, we are going to do this method. Okay. So this liquid penetrant, do you know where all this can be applied? Hello? Yeah. Can anybody else tell me where you can use this liquid penetrant testing? That is, liquid penetrant can be used only to identify the surface defects. Okay. That is, which is present on the surface only you can able to identify by this method. Okay. So some may ask, is it meant only for surface, or is there any way to find out the subsurface defects? Definitely. This liquid penetrant can be used for finding the subsurface defect of up to 6 mm depth, which cannot be easily measured. Okay. So in this case, liquid penetrant can be used. When we come to the second one, right? Magnetic particle testing. Can anybody else tell about this one? Yes. Yes, anybody else? Magnetic particle testing.
Sir, it is used for detecting surface and shallow subsurface discontinuities.
That is similar to the liquid penetrant testing. We are using the magnetic particle testing. Okay, as the name indicates, magnetic particle. So this can be applied only in ferromagnetic material. Okay, right? By using the magnetic force of attraction, we are using this particular method. Whereas liquid penetrant testing can be done exclusively for non-ferrous material that may be of some aluminum or some, what to say, like say that is non-conducting material, right? So suppose if you want to find a crack on glass, in that case, liquid penetrant can be used. But magnetic particle is exclusively for this one. Okay, ferromagnetic material, right? Next comes the X-ray. Okay, so in this case, can you tell me where they can use this X-rays? Yes? Anybody else? Where this X-ray testing is used, or that may be called as radiographic testing also. Okay. Yes, anyone? X-ray is used for identifying the exclusively subsurface defects which is present inside the weldment. Okay. So the principle behind that X-ray is differential absorption. Okay. So what do you mean by the differential absorption? Can anybody else tell? Yes? Anyone else? That is based on the solidity of the material. That is, when X-rays pass through a solid material, that, I mean, when the rays pass on the solid material, we'll be getting the corresponding image color is of white in the film. Same way, if the X-ray pass on to the some defects, say for example, some cavities like that, in that case, we may get a dark image or a black image. So on that principle, radiographic testing works. Okay. Next, when we come to the ultrasonic testing, so can you tell me what can be the principle? Yes,
Yes,
it
sir.
is works. That is ultrasonic testing
Ultrasonic
works on the
waves
principle of
sent into the particle.
acoustic impedance mismatch. Okay, that is when the sound waves pass on to the material, right? In wherever the defect comes, that is, if it is of a cavity or some voids present. So when there is a change in the medium or when there is a change in the material medium, in that case, the sound waves get reflected. So by that method, we can able to find out the defects by ultrasonic testing. Okay, so I'm telling about the basic things of each and every method, right? Is there any doubt in this? Can anybody else tell me? Yes? Anyone else? Okay, shall I move on to the next one? In this case, you can see
Yes, sir.
what are some uses of NDE methods. Okay, for what purpose we are using these NDE methods? NDE is nothing but non-destructive examinations. Okay, so flaw detection and evaluation. I think you might have understand to identify the defects and assess what is the size of that defect. And leak detection. Leak detection means when we are doing some that is pressure testing. So in that case, this will be applicable. Okay. Location. Location is nothing but where that particular defect lies in the inside the weldment. Dimensional measurements mean the size. Structure and microstructure characterization. So in this case, can anybody else tell me about this? What is that thing it tells about? Structure and microstructure means that is, you can see through the microscope the crystalline structure of the metallurgical characters. Okay. Estimation of mechanical and physical properties. This is nothing but what I've said in the earlier, I mean, in my previous session, right? That is, we are going to study about the mechanical and physical properties, means like tensile strength, ultimate strength, breaking strength, toughness. These are all the things includes in the estimation of mechanical and physical properties. Stress and dynamic response measurements. Okay, can anyone else tell me about this one? Stress and dynamic response. Yes. Anyone else?
The response when we apply load on it.
Okay. So what happens? Suppose, may I know your name, please?
Jagdish. Jagdishwaran.
Mr. Jagdish. That is,
Yes, sir.
everybody might have got that experience, including myself, right? Always father and son will having some tug of war. Okay. So if you are not doing anything, right? Or if you are, that is, if your father is instructing to do something else, and if you are not doing that, so what will be his immediate reaction? Yes,
He will
I
get
think you
angry
can
towards
answer
me.
this one, right? What he will say?
Yeah.
Immediately he will call and fire us, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay, he will
Yes,
call
sir.
and he will, right? Okay, he may give some lecture for as he like. Okay, so because of that, what happens to us? Some sort of stress and strain happens. Okay, the similar things happens
sir.
to the material also.
Of
Okay,
course.
even when we ride a bike also as a youngsters. Okay, I'll also include my name in this, right? When we ride a bike at a higher speed, what happens is the mechanical components will get some strain due to this continuous stress. Okay, so if you see that connecting rod, right? Can you see that some small crack in that, right? Can you able to see that one? So that happens due to that excessive load and corresponding strain occurs on that connecting rod. Okay. Material sorting and chemical composition is nothing but we are classifying the material. Say for example, IS 2062, right? So in this it's actually a mild distilled material. It has 3 grades, grade A, B, C, like that. Grade A can be utilized for, that is, heavy structural components fabrication, right? The second thing, grade B can be exclusively used for manufacturing of pressure vessels. Okay, so this material is categorized according to the chemical composition. That is, grade A can withstand the high compressive strength, whereas the tensile strength will be much more higher in the grade B material. Okay, when you can use this NDE methods, okay, to assist in product development. Okay, what do you mean by this one, to assist in product development? Yes, anyone else?
To give a precise product as per the customer's need.
That is, see, when a company is going to launch a new product, so what they used to do is they will try to do all kinds of research and design in the design department. Okay, so they will be doing the trial and error method. They will be manufacturing one component and it will be subjected to different types of tests, and finally they will come to the conclusion, yes, this is the material which we need for the actual products. So that is called as to assist in product development. Okay, to screen or sort incoming material, means incoming means the material which is coming to the factory from the material stockyard. So that material can be classified. To monitor, improve, or control manufacturing process. Okay, can anyone else tell me about this factor? Yes. Anyone else? To monitor, improve. That is, as the material arrives in the company, so it undergoes different stages. That is, raw material inspection will be done, and after that it will be sent to the manufacturing area. In that case, the production team, quality team will be engaged. So each and every stage will be thoroughly monitored and make sure that final product is a defect free and a perfect quality product. Okay, that is the process that has to be monitored in the throughout the throughout that process. Next thing is to verify proper processing such as heat treating. Okay, can you tell me what is meant by heat treating? Heat treatment, you might have heard, no? Yes. What is that heat treatment? Yes, come on. Yes. Anyone else? Heat treatment is nothing but that is giving that heat to that material. Okay, because in in our country they don't require any some preheat treatment like that. Okay, because already we are facing that hot summer, right? So in some cold countries, some material before welding, it has to undergo some heat treatment. That is called as preheat, right? Okay. And another term is post-weld heat treatment that will be given after the welding is done exclusively for higher thickness materials, say for example of more than 20 mm thickness. And to verify proper assembly, it's actually an inspection process, whether everything is perfectly lined up or not. To inspect for in-service damage. In-service damage means that is once a product is sent to the customers and that will be in the operation for some stipulated time. Say for example, after 1 year, we may be doing that AMC like that. In that case, the concerned quality team will be assessing that product, whether how far it works and what is the performance of that particular product. Is there any discrepancies that has to be sorted out? Those things will be done in that to inspect for in-service damage points. Okay. This I have already told you: visual, liquid penetrant, magnetic, ultrasonic, eddy current, and X-ray. Okay. See what all the things will be done in the visual inspection. Okay. These are all the equipments that will be used for visual inspection. Basically, we need. Can anyone else tell me what all the basic equipments should be used? Yes, anyone?
Sir, helmet, safety shoes,
Okay,
mirror, torch.
that is, you said safety shoes, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Boiler.
helmet, that is, this will be monitored by the safety personnel. That is, they will be doing that visual inspection from the safety side. But as a
They are
quality
called as
person, what you have to
inspectors,
do
right,
is,
sir?
what you said is correct. That is mirror, right? Mirror,
Yes, sir. Mirror, torch,
torch,
magnifying
and
glass,
then
magnifying glass.
even steel rule also. Okay, steel rule,
Yes, sir.
measuring tape, right? These are all
Yes,
the
sir.
basic equipments should be used, right? Okay, so you can see that fiber scope, bore scope, that is, it depends on the inspection to be done on the precision equipments. Okay, and can you see that some trolley like that? Do you know where that will be used? Exclusively, that is where the concerned inspector cannot do the visual inspection. That is directly, or when the necessary arises, they have to do the inspection on remote part. In that case, they will be using that robotic crawlers. Say for example, when we are working in nuclear power plant, so you cannot directly go and do that inspection. So in that case, you need some sort of remote visual inspection devices. These are all the devices they are using in that particular sectors. Okay. Here, can you see this one? What I've said. Now you can just have a visually. You can see that components, how they are doing that LPT, right? And also you can just go through it. A liquid with high surface. Here they are giving that term, no, and allowed time to seep into surface breaking defect. So what is that seep means? Yes? Anyone? That is, as the penetration is applied after the pre-cleaning, so we have to give some time for the penetrant to penetrates into the discontinuities. That time is called as penetration time. Okay. And after that, the excess liquid is removed and they are applying the developer. And after applying the developer, we have to give some time for the penetrant to come out. Okay. That time is called as the development time. Okay. See here, magnetic particle inspection. Can you see that component? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is, you can see that magnetic lines of force moving from the south to north. Okay. So when a crack occurs, what happens is that particular portion will be divided as north pole and south pole. Okay. So that gap will be produced, and this makes the magnetic lines to get discontinued between that two portion. Okay. So in that case, what we are doing is we are applying that. What's that? Can you tell me what's that green color? Iron powder or magnetic powder. Okay. That magnetic powder, when they applied in that particular surface discontinuities, what happens is, due to that magnetic force of attraction, it will be get sucked inside, and that magnetic powder will form as a bridge, and it allows the magnetic field to continue from the north pole to the south pole. Okay. So by this way, we can able to identify that defects. Okay. Can you see here? That is two components. In the crane hook, you can see a crack, and also in the gear. Okay, can you able to see that one? What's that green color? Anyone else can tell me about that one? Yes, anyone? That is, in this magnetic particle testing, we are using the two methods. One is visible method and another one is fluorescent method. Okay, fluorescent method is mainly used for identifying the defects which cannot be seen visually. Okay, and exclusively for critical components. Even suppose you might have seen that aircraft blades, right? Those are all the precision components. So if we want to identify any crack on the turbine blades, so we can use this magnetic particle fluorescent method so that we can easily identify the defects. Okay. Yes. Now you can see the radiographic testing methods. Can you see that one? What's that? Some dark thing which goes from minus to the plus side. Yes, anyone? By using cathode ray tube. Okay, that is what we are seeing there is flow of electrons from minus to the plus side. So basically for doing that radiographic testing, we need two methods. One will be by using the cobalt and another one will be power supply. Okay, so what you're seeing here is by using the power supply, we can able to produce X-ray. What you can see in the hospitalities, okay, in the hospital industries, and this method, right? That is what I've said. No, by using electrical power, it is used to only for a small scale level. Whereas if you see in the industrial level, they will be using like cobalt or iridium 192 method. Okay. Here, what I've said earlier, no, it works on the principle of differential absorption. That is, you can see that red color, it is a radiation. That radiation when passed on to the solid material, so it produces a white image on the film. Whereas when the image passes on to the void or that cavity, it produces a dark image on the film. So by seeing that film, you can easily identify whether that defect is a void defect or with the other solid defects like that. Okay. Can anyone else tell me what can be the void defect? Yes, you can see some dark image on the film. So what are all the possible defects it may be? When can you get such type of a dark image on the film? Anyone else? Yes?
Where there is a hole in the product, hole or any
That
defect in
is,
the product.
if you are seeing that welding, no, in that case, you may come around some void or even that slag inclusion you might have heard, right? Am I right or wrong? Slag
Yes, sir.
inclusion. That slag inclusion may come in the center or sometimes between the base material and the weld metal. Okay, and you can see that a lack of penetration also, you can get that same black image, right? And in some cases you might have experienced that excess penetration. So in that case, we will be getting that white image. So if you see that less exposure and more exposure is nothing but when the radiation pass on to the solid material, it will be less exposed. Whereas when the radiation pass on to the void, that will be highly exposed. Okay. When that particular thing, when a particular thing gets highly exposed to the radiation, it produces a black image. On the other hand, for less exposure, we'll be getting the white image. Okay. So can you see this radiographic images? Right? Eddy current testing it's an advanced method of magnetic particle testing method. Okay, so they'll be using in the power plant sectors like that. Okay, just I'll show you how it is used. By using that coil, they are producing the magnetic field, and from that magnetic field, we can be able to identify the defects. Okay. Yes, this is how they will be performing the eddy current testing. Yes. Now you can, what you are seeing is ultrasonic testing methods. Okay. You can see the probe here, no? Can you see the probe? Right? The probe is a device which converts the electrical signal to the sound signal. Okay. So once the sound signal is fed to a job or a workpiece, it travels inside the workpiece, and wherever there is a change in the medium, that is up to here you can see the material is in solid state. But when it comes to the crack, you can see this will act as a air medium or gas medium. So whenever there is a change in the medium of the sound travels, so that particular sound waves will get reflected. So this distance will be calculated as the what? Distance of the defect. Okay. But the only thing is, by using this ultrasonic inspection testing, we can able to find the location of the defect, but it's very difficult for us to find the type of the defect. But whereas in the case of radiographic testing is, you can easily identify the type of defect, but it's difficult for us to locate the location of the defect. Okay. So based on the sound waves travel inside the job, they are giving as initial pulse is nothing but the sound waves. Can you see air medium in between the probe and the job? Can you see this one? So this, I mean, when the sound waves travels from air to solid, you will be getting one reflection pulse here that will be called as a initial pulse. Okay. The second echo, which gets reflected at the crack, is called as the crack echo. And here you can you see this one? The echo which is getting reflected at the bottom of the job, that is called as the back surface echo. So by this, they can able to identify the defects. Okay. Now you can see the image of it. Okay. How the sound waves travels inside the job. It will be like this. Yes, can you see this one? They're getting the image of that particular component by using ultrasonic testing method. Yes, now we'll come to the application of NDT, inspection of raw products. Okay, so what do you mean by raw products? Can anyone else?
Basic source of the product.
Basic source. Can you give me an example? Simple example is enough.
Sand.
Sand. Okay. So what you're going to do in this sand?
Sheet metal sand.
Very simple thing is you're procuring 2 plates, okay, for doing welding. That is, I'll take this material itself as an example, right? So that material, right? First of all, we must know, is there any defect on the raw material? Okay. That is, we are 100% sure that we will be doing perfect welding. Fine. But how do we know that particular raw material is in perfect condition or not? So in that case, to just assess the strength of the material, we may go for that is raw material inspection. Okay. So that raw material can be inspected by using the ultrasonic testing method. As I've said in the previous slide, no, the same thing can be done in the plate, so that it will be easily assessed and checked without disturbing the material. You can easily say whether the material is in sound condition or in a defect condition, right? Okay. So suppose even in the case of gear manufacturing companies also, they'll be getting that gear blank, right? So that blank can be thoroughly assessed by using ultrasonic testing before going for any destroying of that material. Okay. So that is the inspection of raw products. What is that inspection following secondary processing? Now the raw material inspection is produced, and till to the final product in between, that is the inspection to be carried out, is called as the second processing. In services damages, that is after when the product is in service, if they are calling us for some AMC, in that case we may be doing that in services damage inspection. Now just have a look on inspection following secondary processing. Okay. Now see, inspection of raw products is forgings, castings, extrusions. In this case, they will be doing the initial inspection on raw products. Okay. What do you mean by forging? Yes? Anyone? Okay, anyone? What do you mean by forging? Yes? Forging is material heated to a high temperature and making it to the required shape. That is called as the forgings. What do you mean by castings? By pouring the molten material to in a required die and getting the shape of it is called as, okay, that is called as the castings. What is meant by extrusions? Okay. Sorry for the interruptions. What do you mean by extrusions? Yes, anyone else? During that Vinayaga Chaduthi, we may be seeing, no, that person will be putting all the clay inside the die-shaped component and getting the Vinayagar out of it, right? This is one sort of extrusions. Okay. Yes. Now coming on to the secondary processing. These are all the secondary processing. Machining, when we go for manufacturing some precise components, right? In that case, we have to follow the NDT methods. Building, of course, everybody will know. Grinding, to check whether that thickness has been reduced or not. Heat treating, as I have said earlier. Plating, plating is nothing but like giving an extra coat on the material. That is electroplating, like that. Okay. So in each and every stages, we can do NDT inspections. Now can you see this for inspection for in-service damage, cracking, especially for hooks. And you people from the marine background, so you may be come across how far this crane hook is more important in lifting the goods, like that, right? Corrosion. What do you mean by corrosion? Yes, of course, the cracking occurs due to the material wear and tear and frequent usage of material also. Corrosion is, it's an extra layer which is formed on the material due to the that is, it's a process of oxidation. Right? It's an oxidation formation on the material, right? Erosion is nothing but the wear which occurs on the material. And heat damage. Can you say what is meant by that heat damage? I think you might have experienced this one. Yes, heat damage. If you come and stand outside around the 12 noon, what will happen? Right? Immediately we will be getting exhausted within a few minutes. That is called as the heat damage. The same thing.
Also, material getting a heat average more than its limit. so it gets corroded, something like that.
That is when we are doing that welding, no, right? So in some cases, not I mean when we are doing the welding, the to some extent the parent material gets damage on that particular portion. That is that portion is called as heat affected zone. Okay, so when a concern or when a welding inspector doing inspection, he should not only concentrate on the weldment, he should just have a look on the either side of the weldment, that particular heat affected zone, because when due to this welding, some portion may get damage on the parent metal also. That is called as heated damage. Because usually we used to come across heat affected zone cracks also. Okay. Yeah. Now you can see where all this NDT can be used. Okay. It's having a wide scope in each and every sectors. Power plant. So what they are doing is eddy current testing. That is, they are doing eddy current testing in the heat exchangers. It's actually a tubular heat exchangers. Okay. Can you see that one? Can you see that one? Tubular as well as you can do it in the plate heat exchanger also. Wire rope. And for your information, apart from the NDT methods, what we have seen now, there is a separate method called wire rope NDT, exclusively for this wire rope inspection. So if any person want to do wire rope inspection, so they have to do that as separate methods. Okay. What we have seen so far is convention. This comes under the special categories. So in this wire rope inspection, they are using the electromagnetic devices. Okay. Storage tank, yes. NDT finds a great scope in the storage tank inspection, because see, in my experience, I can say this well or storage tank, it will be around of 30 meters, 40 meters tanks are there. And imagine how much of material is required for making this storage tank, and it requires extensive welding. Okay, so each and every welding or weldment should be thoroughly checked for 100% accuracy. Okay, so in that case, radiographic testing is widely used. Okay, can you see this one? And they are telling about this signs of thinning. Okay, what do you mean by thinning? Can you tell me? Yes, anyone else? What do you mean by thinning? That is the reducing of the thickness, material thickness is called as thinning. Okay. Due to that corrosion, what happens is the material will get heated up and it may fall, and due to this, the material thickness will get reduced. Can you see here? The special equipments, inspection equipments used for underground storage tanks. Aircraft, yes. See, they are doing that UT inspection, and there is another term called UTG, ultrasonic thickness gauge. So that particular technician is doing UTG thickness on aircraft fuselage. Okay. That is, they used to go for frequent checking of fatigue crack. Jet engine, yes. Here, can you see this one? A turbine. So this entire turbine, that mechanical component will be thoroughly subjected to the NDT inspections. Okay, in that case, as I said earlier, no, just to check the precise defects which cannot be seen easily. So that can be inspected by using fluorescent penetrant inspections. Okay. This can be. Can you see this one? That is, they are keeping the film inside the pressure vessel. Okay, and here you can see that technicians are working. No, can you see? Can you tell me what is the device name? Yes. Yes. What is the device name? It's actually a radiation detection devices. Okay, that is, it's actually a risky one. Here you can see that they are using the iridium-192 source, and by using that this iridium-192, they are passing the radiation on that particular weldment. So to ensure the safety purpose, they have to check, that is, how far these radiations spread through that particular components. Okay, so accordingly they have to do the barricading, right? So that we are cautioning the outsiders so that they should not come inside when the RT activities is going on. Okay. Rail inspections, yes. You guys, when you get a chance to see, that is in this locomotives or in that wagons also, you can see they'll be written UTOK on the side of the wheels. That is, it has to be frequently checked for any defects. Okay, so UT is widely used to identify the defect, especially on that particular shafts. Bridge, there is a separate entity called as civil entity, especially used in civil constructions. Just to, they will be performing like rebounding test, hammer test. Okay, for that purpose, they will be doing that bridge inspections. Pipeline. Can you see here? They are doing that radiographic on weld joints. Okay, so for I mean this is called as the cross-country pipeline. So you can see that parallelly they will be doing that welding, and they will be doing radiographic testing simultaneously to check for the weld soundness. Okay. Okay, so any questions is there? In this presentation, actually I didn't show NDT related to the marine field, but can anyone else tell me about this? Where all you can use that NDT in marine? Yes? In shipbuilding. Okay, in shipbuilding, definitely fabrication activity is there. So where all the welding comes, definitely NDT also plays a major role in that. And when you are doing that welding, that is in the external side, you may be using either LPT or MPT. But when we want to identify the defect on the inner part of the weld, in that case we may have to go for radiographic testing or ultrasonic testing. Okay, so some customers may prefer for ultrasonic testing. In that case, you can go for it. If not, RT is much more better. Okay, that is, in some cases they may ask, that is when they are doing RT radiographic testing inspection, some customer, to check the location of the defect, they may ask for ultrasonic testing. Okay, so I think we have came to the end of our presentation. And is there any clarifications or doubts for you? Yes, anyone?
Students, you can clarify your doubts now.
Yes, Mr. Jagdish. You can throw some questions on me. Okay. Anyone else? I hope everybody might have got some glimpse of NDT. Am I right? Yes? Is it so?
Bharat Kumar, Veromi,
Sir.
Or
Veromi,
can I take this silence as you have understood the guest lecture on NDT?
yeah, tell me, Sulaiman. Yeah, tell me, Sulaiman.
Yes, guys?
Sir, for taking the lot and lot of entity methods in the following structure, if there is availability of any other special points to make this structure as a good one, or apply some extra care to maintain it a good well after recovering from it getting damaged. Before that, we have to make
No,
possibility to make it a good one.
you can bit louder. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there is any method to make more strong the structure by doing some additional thing to the structure even after a reasonable time
It
interval.
depends on the application. Yeah. Okay. Because one thing I like to say is there is so many advanced methods are there, but what the customers prefers is they will go for cheap and best. Cheap and best means not so cheap like that. They'll go for economical method of inspection activities. So in my experience, I can say that, yes, in my experience, I can say this 4 methods, that is sufficiently enough to do to assess the quality of the products.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any questions?
Sir, if no
Because I've
questions,
seen nearly some almost 20 people have been participated in the guest lecture.
32 are there, sir.
32.
Yeah.
Fine. I think it's a wonderful participation. So still I'm expecting much more questions. Yes, any questions? But how do you find this guest lecture, guys? I hope you might have get some brief idea on NDT. Is it so?
Sainath,
Yes, sir.
you can give the feedback. Sir is asking the feedback.
No, just I want to know.
Sir, it was good lecture.
No,
It was
what I hope is at least I might have given some basic information on NDT as a guest lecture. Is it so?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was good lecture.
Yes.
It will
Can I
help,
take
sir.
your silence that you are confessing the guest lecture seems to be a good one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Only one reply.
Saran, you are
It is very useful to
Very
No, that's because you see that this actually encourages me to go for further presentation also. Because due to this COVID pandemic,
It
we
was
have to follow some
especially about
protocols.
that NDT method, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.
Okay. But everybody is happy, I think, in this guest lecture. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Because see, due to this
Yes,
COVID
sir.
pandemic, we have to go for that is Zoom meeting or that is what to say, like online classes like that. So when we get a chance to meet in direct or by person, so we can share more information, or I can also share my experiences along with you. Okay, right?
okay, sir. Thank you, Mugundan, sir.
Okay, sir. Sivabalan, sir. Thanks for
Sir,
your organizing.
Okay, sir. One more information to the students. In 2019, we have conducted 1 week workshop on NDT in shipbuilding, application of NDT in shipbuilding with the
Okay,
Chennai Engineers Academy in 2019. giving information to the students with I think that full 1 week Mukundan sir was with us. Our passed out finalists, the last 2010 to the 10th batch, 10th batch students NDT course. So that time Mukundan sir was with us with 1 week and hands-on practice, etc. we have done. So if before you leave the campus, if possible, we will arrange the NDT level 1 and also level 2. So if students are interested, we can organize that workshop again. At least level 1 or level 2 are in the basic course welding. So that also we are planning. So that is in that. Moreover, your interest is required. So if students are required, we can organize these kind of either workshop or certification courses that will be validated, valuable certificate courses only, so that we can conduct. Okay, and okay. So thank you very much, sir, for your
Thank you, sir. Thanks for wonderful meeting, and so that I can share my experiences also, right? And first of all, I have to thank the management, the HOD, and Professor Sivabalan for organizing a very good guest lecture, right? I hope I have given some information on NDT, that too by this online sessions, right? I hope everybody might have enjoyed these sessions, right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.